Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Sacred Union Energy Update. Next week is Starseed Week. For the daily energy draws, we'll have an Ascension and Starseed Oracle reading. And I'm also running a sale. I'm opening my doors again to personal readings for Starseed readings. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you check out YouTube, make sure you check out Facebook and Instagram, and make sure you check out my website for how to book the Starseed reading. There has been a lot going on, hence the need for me to take a step back the past 2 weeks. This week I was a little bit more active than I was last week, but there has been a tremendous amount of healing, both individually and collective, going on. And before we get into the reading, I want to talk about that for a minute. If you haven't already, do make sure that you please check out the Surrender Shift Channeled Messages video. I'll put a link to that in the description box below because it is all inclusive. It is all about what is going on with this energy, especially lately. We've been channeling for the past several weeks, past several months, possibly even, that we have been anchoring in the rainbow grid. Those light codes are coming in at full force right now. And what we're doing individually and as a collective is, as in a collective of light workers, is we are stepping up the healing for the ascension of the planet as a whole. Now remember, it's not just about the planet Earth. This affects the whole of creation. This affects the whole universe. And you as light workers, you, especially those of you who are sacred partners, you are doing a tremendous amount of work for the collective because you're shifting the entire template. The entire template of what not only we used to know, but what the universe knew. We're birthing this new creative universe, this new energy of the universe. We're creating, I don't know how to explain it, we're birthing new galaxies, birthing completely new way of being, not just here within the paradigm of Earth, but as a whole. And so we talked about the surrender shift. We talked about how we are surrendering, all the light codes that are coming in with that, how we experience tower moments, the divine masculine and divine feminine bridging the polarities, balancing out, coming together into union, how union is already here. So make sure that you're checking back on the channel for that. Recently, personally, I've been going through tremendous inner child healing. Now, this is not what it was a couple of years ago when I was doing inner child healing. This was very different. This was very different, this experience. Removing a lot of those old templates that I was still kind of clinging to as far as feeling responsible for, my divine counterpart, feeling responsible for, the world. But this is not just inner child as in the human experience. That's what I've come to understand. This is the inner child as in the soul. We're getting down to the root of it. We're getting down to the core essence of our soul and the inner child of our soul. So it's not just the inner child of Susan and this human incarnation, it's the inner child of our soul. I had an experience wherein I saw myself in this just blackness, and it felt so cold and empty and lonely, and I felt very, very scared. And I said to myself, I was saying out loud, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. Take me back. Take me back. Take me back to the cosmic womb. Take me back to where I felt safe and warm and loved. Take me back to the universe. Take me back to source, to God. What I realized was happening was I was in the womb. I was being birthed. And a lot of those feelings of responsibility come from being a light worker and feeling responsible for the planet, feeling responsible for healing the planet. And we can't heal the planet on our own. We can only heal ourselves, and that has a ripple effect on the planet. It's part of the oneness. It's part of the unity consciousness. How we heal together by healing ourselves, by doing these deep dives, by allowing ourselves to go back and back and back to almost like where it all began. And so for me, I had to have that feeling of almost isolation, almost like I was in a void. Although even when I was in that darkness, even when I was in that blackness, I knew I wasn't alone. And so I felt myself. I felt my body changing and shifting and forming. I felt myself being birthed again. And that, in essence, feels like what has happened. It doesn't feel so transcendental. It just feels like more embodiment of the sacred self, more anchoring of the soul self into this human physical body. And that's what we're really doing. That's what self mastery is. It's learning how to bridge our spiritual self, our soul self, with the physical incarnation, the human experience that we're having now. That's what we're doing with bringing that template down. And speaking of that, I also had another experience with my divine partner, my divine masculine. We were speaking with the dragons, and they wanted to bring in light codes. And my divine masculine, this is not the first time he has been standing behind me as I've been doing collective healing, because we do it together. You and your divine masculine, whether you are physically together or whether you are energetically together, which you're always energetically together, you are doing so much work together. Some of you are doing this in the astral realms, in dream state, and some of you are doing this physically. And the more you go along on this journey, you'll be coming into that physical nature. For me and my divine counterpart, as you guys know, our journey has always been very physical. Once we were launched on this ascension journey, we had our period of separation, knew each other when we were children, had our period of separation, came back together where we both realized that we were on this ascension journey. Something big and new was happening. I realized he was my divine counterpart, and it was like everything happened. And we had periods of a little bit of separation here and there, physical separation here and there, but we were always kind of in physical proximity together. It's just the way our journey unfolded. But it's helping us realize that we are always energetically connected, and we're always in union. We're already in union. It's just the illusion of separation. It's the illusion that there's something outside of yourself. And so the more you understand that, the more you feel that energy, the more you feel that merging, the more you feel that union energy, because you're just lifting the veil of separation. You're just lifting the illusion. So I say that to explain that my divine masculine has, in the past, when I've been doing some collective healing, he actually physically stood behind me. And I realized that was him guarding me. That was him protecting me. Well, he did that again just a couple of days ago when we were talking to the dragons and bringing in new light codes. And I was having a vision of the rainbow dragon. And the rainbow dragon was speaking to us, but it was more energetics. And what I ended up doing was channeling light language, verbally and with my hands. And I could feel the stream of the rainbow light, the rainbow codes, streaming through my crown chakra, moving through my body. And as I was verbally bringing the codes here into the earth plane, verbally and with my hands, with the codes that I was making with my hands. And so I could feel the light being ushered in, feel the rainbow grid being anchored in more. We've been talking about that for the past several weeks. That rainbow grid, it's no longer that matrix energy. It's a new grid. It's this new earth template. It's the rainbow connection here. It's the rainbow grid. And so we were bringing that in, bringing that code in, and my divine masculine was anchoring that down. We've been channeling that the divine feminine is the one that brings the templates in, brings the new codes in, brings that spiritual astral realm down into the physical world, into our tangible human physical earth existence. And the masculine is the one that grounds that. That's exactly what happened. I was bringing that template down. I was bringing in the codes as a divine feminine. My divine masculine was helping me to ground that by physically being there. He was physically touching my body and helping me ground that. And he was the one who was helping to ground that into the earth plane through his energy. You are one. You are one, and you are energetically working together. And if you're in physical separation, if you're not in communication, then understand that you're working through this. You're still doing this through your own energy, because your energy is your sacred partner's energy. It is one and the same. It is merged. It is one and the same. That is what this sacred partnership really is. So your masculine energy within, which is your divine counterpart's masculine energy, was helping to ground this. For me and my divine counterpart, we saw this in the physical, with him being physically right behind me, right beside me. And so I was bringing in those light codes, bringing that template down, bridging that into the physical realm, and he was anchoring that into the earth, anchoring that into the physical plane through his grounding energy, through his masculine energy. It was extremely powerful. And what we're really doing is we are just bringing in these new codes. We are doing this for the collective. You're doing this for the collective. Because we are all part of this. We are all part of this beautiful, beautiful tapestry. We're all working with everybody has their own little puzzle piece, but we're all bringing this in, this new earth grid for the collective. That is what your union is for. That is what your union is doing. That is what this ascension journey is all about. So what we're going to do today is tap into the sacred union energy and see what is going on with these sacred partners. We might have a divine masculine, divine feminine check-in on the physical plane later, but this is really about the ascension journey. This is really about the higher octave, not just about the relationship, but about the higher octave of what is going on between these counterparts. And if you need me to explain what happened in my experience a little bit more, let me know. I'm having a little bit of trouble articulating because I'm still going through this massive, massive upgrade, massive healing. But I'd be happy to revisit this at a later time. Again, next week we're going to be doing Ascension and Starseed energy, so check in on that, and we will do some more Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine readings on Instagram, Facebook, and now on the Community tab on YouTube, so don't miss the Community tab on YouTube because I'll be posting there regularly as well. But yeah, this is major energy that's coming in. This is a major time for divine counterparts. Whether you are in physical separation, lack of communication or not, if you're in lack of communication, that's shifting, that is changing, because it's time for these counterparts to come together in the physical for the work that you're doing. But don't perceive that as lack. If you are not in communication, don't perceive that as lack. Keep connecting energetically, because that's where it is. It is all energetic, and we just bring that down, that template down into the physical. It is all energy first. Tap into the energy. That is the truth of your connection. You are not in separation. That is a false template that is strewn about this community. You are not in separation. You are always in union with your counterpart. You are always in union with God, with Source. You're always in union with yourself. All you're doing on this journey really is clearing the illusion of that, clearing and lifting the veil of separation. Because that's all it is. It's just a veil. It's just an illusion. You are in union. You're always in union. That's what you're remembering on this journey. That's what all the healing work is for. It's for that remembrance. That's really important to understand now. We've been through this journey up until this point, using terms like separation and lack of communication, because that's what we understood. But now we're at this point where we're understanding more, we're remembering more, and we're remembering that we have always been in union, we always are in union, and we're surrendering to that knowledge, surrendering to that awareness, surrendering to that anchoring that's being integrated, that's being anchored in, that's being embodied now. So embodied now. If you feel any place of lack, if you're still in like, I'm not with my counterpart, that's lack mindset. Continue shifting that, continue clearing that. That's still the illusion. That's still the veil. So keep lifting the veil and keep remembering that you are always in union, because it's always about the energy first. And then you see that in your physical experience. Okay? All right. So let's get a union. I was called to this Sacred Rebel Oracle deck. So we're going to get a couple union cards and see what's going on with this union energy. And I'm going to put a couple of links, if you missed it, in the description box below. Maybe even revisit it. Some stuff that we have channeled about union, how you've always been in union, the unity code, twin flame code for union, all that stuff I'll have in the description box for you guys below. All right. Spirit, what do you have to say for these union energies? What do you have to say for these union energies? What's going on with these counterparts in this union energy? conscious connections. There it is. There it is. Being aware. You're also getting this deck, or this card. I'm getting called to, and I don't know why yet. We are becoming more aware of each other. And I don't just mean as in recognition of relationship, recognition of the person, but recognition of the energy, recognition of our counterparts, consciously aware of what this actually means, what this union actually means, and how you're doing this together, always together, even if you are not physically together. You're always together, always in this union. This shock of the new. Give me a second, let me get this energy. They're pointing me to the 6, and they're saying about the partnership. So this might be coming in as a surprise for you. You might be feeling new sensations with your counterpart is what I'm getting. You might be feeling new energy of union coming in. And that might be really surprising for you. It's exciting. There might be a little bit of fear that's coming through here because it's like, oh my gosh, this is happening. Is this really happening? So there might be a little bit of fear coming in, and that's that shock of the new that's coming in. It's because this partnership, here's what it is. It's because you've been in lack for so long. It's because you've been perceiving lack. You've been perceiving separation for so long. Now you're becoming consciously aware of that union energy that's coming in. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. Is this actually happening? And so some old energy of sabotage might be coming through, although it doesn't feel like sabotage. It just feels like old energy of, is this real? It's like second guessing yourself. But you're not second guessing yourself as in wanting to run away from it. You're not second guessing yourself as in trying to self-sabotage it. You're just second guessing yourself as in, is this really true? Is this really real? Is this actually happening? And it is, and it feels magical, and it feels kind of mind-blowing because we have been channeling it and talking about it for so long. You've been feeling it for so long that now that it's here, it's like, whoa, it's like mind-blowing. But it's true. We've channeled it because it's true. We've channeled it because it's here. And I'm hearing it's always been here. All you've been doing is lifting the veil. You're now more fully conscious of this union and what union actually means. You're removing that separation. You're coming into that partnership. And it might be, you see how it's like, how she has the sunflower, she has the sound drums, she has the piano, and it just feels so much in her mind. It might be a little bit overwhelming because it's like, wow, it's here. But it's a positive energy. It's a good thing. It's a really it's a good thing. It might be a little bit overwhelming, but tap into that energy, feel into that energy, allow yourself that energy of the love that is coming through, of the power of you as power couples that are coming through. You're becoming much more conscious, not just of the relationship, but of what it means to be on this ascension journey, what it means to be a sacred partner, what it's all for, and how union has always been here. You're removing all of that lack. You're removing all of that scarcity. You're removing all that separation energy, and it's like you're feeling union in full force. And so that's that new, that might be a shock to the system, that might be a little bit overwhelming because union is so strong and so powerful because there's so much love there. And up until this point, we have not been used to it as a collective, as a human collective, a global collective. We have not been used to that energy. For those of us who are on this ascension journey, we have felt that. We have been anchoring into that, embodying that, learning about that, understanding that. But now it's really anchoring in, and it's kind of like, whoa, this is union. This is what it feels like. That wholeness, that love, that purity, that divine essence. This is who we are and who we've always been. And now it is here, and it is here to stay because this is what we've been clearing. And this is what it's been all for. So it might be a little bit overwhelming, but that's okay. It's just a shock because it feels new, even though it's ancient, even though it's who we are. It feels new because we've been living in that illusion of separation for so long. But we're becoming much more consciously aware of this. And as we're much more consciously aware of that union energy, We're much more consciously aware of our counterpart, feeling their energy, feeling that union energy with them in full force and anchoring into that faith. They're just, okay, they're helping me out. They're saying for more on this, check out the surrender shift. That was a very important video that we had put up because it explains this energy of union, explains this energy of wholeness and what you're anchoring in now. So they're helping me out with explaining that. They're saying just go back to the surrender shift. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is. Wow. Okay. All right, let's get some more energy on what is happening here with this union energy. Union energy, please, Spirit. Tell me about the union energy between these counterparts. That's way too many. I'm not taking all that. Let's just get one card, please, Spirit. One card for union energy. Okay, we'll take two. We have the Ten of Wands and we have the Knight of Swords. Someone in your partnership is charging forward, ready to express themselves and their intentions clearly and fearlessly. Nothing will stand in their way. And the Ten of Wands. You've been carrying a heavy burden for too long, but partnership is about supporting each other. Remember that you and your beloved are on this journey together. You are one. You are always in union. You always have been in union. It was just the separation energy, the veil, the illusion there. And what's happening as you clear that energy, you're clearing a cycle, ending a cycle. The World at the bottom of the deck, the Ten of Cups, which is feeling like union energy here. You're clearing that cycle, lifting the veil, removing any of that burden, any of that heaviness of separation. And as you do that, you're able to express yourselves. You're able to communicate. You're able to, and I don't mean communicate in the 3D. I just mean for you to communicate to each other, become more intimate, become more emotionally balanced, become more emotionally open with each other and within yourself as well. Clearing the path, clearing the way for this communication because you're remembering that you always have been one. And even if you haven't been in communication physically, that's what this clearing is bringing forth. It's bringing forth, remember when I said that you're coming into physical partnership, you're coming into more communication because you're remembering that you're in union. That's what this energy is right here. Okay, we're going to put that up here as well. So let's get some cards for Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. I'm feeling this deck. I'm still having a little bit of trouble articulating what I'm channeling just because I've been in like this void energy for so long. Like I said, it doesn't feel bad. It just feels like I'm getting massive upgrades. So the channeling is trickling little by little as I'm able to articulate. So bear with me. Bear with me. All right, let's see what is happening with the Divine Masculine. Spirit, 3 cards for the Divine Masculine, please. Okay, that's more cards than I wanted, but that's okay. Okay. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. And I feel like these two are paired together. They came out together. And I feel like they want that way. The Three of Pentacles, what I'm actually hearing is your Divine Masculine has been working on themselves so that they can work on this partnership. As they work on themselves, remember, it's all in tandem. It's all one. So as they work on themselves, they work on this connection, they work on this partnership. And with this Page of Swords here, I feel like they've also been working on their communication, wanting to speak to you, wanting to come forward towards you. I'm just getting drawn to these birds here, these blue birds, and it's this energy of wanting to sing the song of their soul, wanting to speak their truth now, wanting to really sing out who they are. That's what they've been working on. They've been working on their physical reality, because they've been working on everything that's going on inside of themselves. And as they work on their internal, it's being reflected in their physical world, and that's bringing them into this partnership energy. Is enabling them to have that strength, have that courage, have that sense of authenticity to be themselves, to sing their soul song, to speak their truth. That's what's happening. They're learning how to speak their truth because of everything they're working on here, everything they're focusing on here. This has like an Eight of Pentacles energy. But with the Three of Pentacles, it's for this partnership. That's what's coming through. It's for this partnership. I feel like these divine masculines are very much aware of what you mean to them and what this connection means to them. And not just as far as relationship. That's really important to understand. Not just as far as relationship and the human experience, but they're becoming consciously aware of the spiritual journey, the ascension journey, and what this means collectively as well. And so that's where they're really wanting to come into this partnership with you, really wanting to connect with you more, because they're connecting with themselves. And as they feel that connection with themselves, they're feeling that connection with their divine feminine and with source. That's that Trinity energy here. So they're really working on themselves. Yes, in the physical, but that's just a reflection of all the work that they're doing inside of themselves. And the work that they're doing inside of themselves is this Page of Swords. It is this breaking free from old patterns, mindsets, anywhere where they were holding themselves back, the old version of themselves, breaking free from that in order to move forward here. In order to move forward in their physical life, because of all the change and transformation that's going on within them, inside of themselves. And they just keep drawing me to the birds, and I feel like I haven't articulated this fully. It's allowing themselves to fully embody their sacred self, to fully embody their authentic self, to fully embody their conscious self, their divine self. And that's them expressing themselves now. They want to sing out. They want to sing the song of their soul. They want their soul just to be completely free and open to the world, to you, to the world, to themselves, to God. They want to be completely open now. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. Wow. Yeah. See? This is amazing. And we have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck, and I feel like this is what they've been through. They have done a lot of introspection. They've done a lot of going within to follow their own inner light, not anybody else's. You've been a guiding light for them. That's the oneness of this connection. That's that Trinity energy here. But they needed to go within and learn how to trust their intuition, learn how to trust their own wisdom, learn how to trust their own insight and their own sacred self. They had to learn how to become the hermit who was also a sage, how to become that conscious partner, that conscious creator, that conscious divine being. And they did that by going through this process of self-discovery, by going deep within, and now they're following their own light. And what that's leading to is this essence of warmth. When the Sun card came out, it just felt like the warmth of the sun. They're letting the warmth of the sun and joy and happiness warm them and support them. What I'm also hearing right now is this is Alcyon. This is the great central sun. This is source energy that is streaming onto them right now, bringing in new light codes for the divine masculine, especially to ascend higher, to rise in consciousness, to shift completely out of the old, letting the old be in the past in order to move forward. That's what this energy is as well. The Lovers, the Hanged Man, the Ten of Cups. It just feels like source energy is bringing in new light codes for divine masculine energy to anchor in, to allow and receive this connection, this love, this happiness, this joy, this new earth energy. With the Hanging Man, they've got this new perspective. They've had this clarity. They've had this truth shown upon them. And now what's happening is they are coming into union with you. in physical partnership with you, Divine Feminine, recognizing that conscious connection here. They're recognizing what this is. And I just want to point out that that's exactly, this is beautiful. This is exactly what I experienced with my Divine Masculine, how he was kind of standing behind me, supporting me as all that energy poured down. Let me get this deck and see if I can find that card. Yep, here it is. This is my favorite card in all the decks and all of tarot, because this is what it is. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. This is exactly what I experienced. This was light coats pouring down, Divine Masculine lifting me up, grounding this energy. But Divine Masculine was standing behind me. He was standing behind me and supporting me as I was getting all of these light codes. He was grounding this energy, playing that pivotal role, that necessary role, that, oh my gosh, that super special role of grounding the energy. Because if the energy is not grounded, then it can't be part of this earth plane. It can't be part of this new existence. It can't be part of new earth. The energy has to be grounded, and that's what the masculine does. That is the beauty and the necessary special aspect of Divine Masculines. Now, what I want to point out is to see how he's a little bit faded. How Divine Feminine is very like full color and Divine Masculine is kind of faded behind her. What I'm getting is whether or not you're in physical proximity with your Divine Masculine is helping you anchor this in. Okay, your Divine Masculine is anchoring in union and all these light codes with you. So if you're listening to readings and you're like, well, we're in separation. No, separation is the illusion. Remember that. Your Divine Masculine is always with you energetically. And what's happening is, with all of this energy, with his own transformation, your embodied masculine, with his own transformation that he's going through, he is becoming more and more stable, more and more solid within himself, and becoming more and more physical with you. Physical as in bridging, coming into your physical proximity, physical partnership. So this is, I'm not articulating this well, but this is a beautiful metaphor for exactly what is happening here. Your Divine Masculine is going through a remarkable transformation, bringing in light codes to him as far as the embodied masculine, shifting perspective, shifting mindsets, shifting his, in some cases, his entire life, his entire way of being, because he's shifting into higher consciousness. And higher consciousness does require a new way of being, a new way of loving, and that hasn't felt comfortable for Divine Masculines. If you guys are Patreon subscribers and you have checked out the recent pick-up pile from this week, pile number 3, this is the energy of pile number 3. So I want to direct you guys there as well. That's what this energy is. It hasn't always felt comfortable because this, as you rise in consciousness, you're shedding the old way of being, your old version of self, and you're coming into a new way of being. And there had been resistance of that in the past, but now what they're doing is they're embracing this because of the shift, because of the transformation, because of what they're feeling, and they know that this is their soul of themselves that is rising. They know that feels good. It was just ego that was resisting. And so they're bringing in this 10 of cups. They're preparing for this 10 of cups. This is the rainbow grid. This is the new earth energy. They are bringing this in. Okay, I hope that makes sense. We're gonna set this aside over here. Get some Divine Feminine energies. Let's use this deck. This is the original Gilded Tarot. Divine Feminine, what's going on for the Divine Feminines, please, Spirit? Okay, what's going on for the Divine Feminines, please, Spirit? Divine Feminine's energy. Yes. Okay. This King of Pentacles feels like your Divine Masculine, and you're very much aware of your Divine Masculine. What I like about the King of Pentacles is that he is very grounded. He's very stable. He is a protector. He's a provider. He's that father energy. And I think I said this in the Pick a Pile Patreon Pick a Pile as well, where it's father energy. But understand that just like you are embodiment of Mother God energy, Divine Masculine is embodiment of Father God energy, Father Source energy, whatever you want to call it. That's his energy. So it's not just father as in like the human experience, the human template. This is father as in the great father. Just like you, as the Empress, are the great mother. And so Divine Masculine is embodying this, and you're recognizing this. You're recognizing this transformation. You're seeing this. And so together with the Empress is one who is very fertile, very, it's fertile as in, okay, let's just, a blanket statement. We're talking energy here. We're not talking the human experience so much. We're going higher for ascension purposes. I don't want to keep going back and forth. So energetically, you are fertile. You are the creation energy. You are the one that births this new energy, that births, this new earth energy. You birth your manifestations. The Divine Masculine is the one that anchors this in. And that's exactly what happened. Why I'm sharing my own experience, because that's exactly what happened. What's happening now is you're birthing this new creation. You're birthing new manifestations for the entire collective, for this new earth grid. And I actually felt that. That's exactly what I felt. I felt the light codes coming in. I was channeling light language verbally and with my hands, with the symbols, and I could feel the energy moving through me and outside of me. And as it was moving outside of me, my Divine Masculine was grounding that to the earth plane, to the earth grid, to the rainbow grid, bringing in that rainbow grid, anchoring that to the earth plane. So that's what this is. This is, you're recognizing this, you're feeling this, you're embodying the Empress energy, embodying your power, embodying your sacred self. And as you do this, you're recognizing your Divine Masculine more and more as your partner, having always been beside you. And as you're doing this, there's just so much forward movement that is happening for your ascension journey, for your connection as a whole. More for Divine Feminine, please. Thank you. Yeah, you have completed a cycle as well. Both of you have completed a major cycle for this connection, and now you're starting fresh. You're both embodying that Queen of Wands energy is what I'm feeling. Divine Feminines, there is a new fire that has been lit within you. This feels like that rebirth energy that you might be experiencing. I experienced it very viscerally, but you might be experiencing it in dream state. You might be experiencing it just in your everyday experiences, where everything feels fresh, everything feels new, where you feel new. That's because you're embodying the new version of yourself that you had previously birthed. And it's because you let go of the past. It's because you let go of the responsibility, the weight of this connection, the weight of the world. However it's resonating for you, you let go, you released the past version of yourself. And so now you're really bringing in this new, birthing this new, embodying this new. And that's what's coming in for your connection. They're showing me these two hands, but this feels like masculine and feminine. This feels like both of you birthing this new connection to something that is much more harmonious, much more peace-filled, much more love-filled. These calmer waters with the Six of Swords, you're moving towards this new earth energy. I don't know how else to explain it. It just feels so beautiful and so magical. You're moving towards this new earth energy. And I'm hearing, because you had the strength and the courage, the fortitude to birth the new, because of the work that you did. And Spirit is coming in right now with accolades and saying, thank you for the work that you've done, because it's not just for your connection, it's not just for your own ascension, evolution, it is for the collective. It is for the universe. Spirit is coming in just so thankful and so proud of all the work that you've done, because it has not been easy. It has not been easy. Ascension is the hardest thing that we will ever experience, because this is really about shifting completely, not just ourselves, but the collective. And you doing the deep dives, you going so deep within, and healing yourselves of your trauma, your heartbreak, your patterns. You're not just healing yourselves as far as your individual self. You're not just healing with your divine masculine. You're healing collective trauma. You're healing collective patterns. You're healing past lifetimes. You're even healing future timelines that don't have to come to pass. You are healing all of this. You're healing all of this. And Spirit is coming in and saying, thank you. You volunteered, and we know you didn't want to be here once you came here. You know you signed up for, you knew what you were signing up for, but it was much harder than you experienced. And thank you. Thank you for doing this, because you are here for a purpose. You are here for a reason. And this is it right here, right now. This is the most important point in time and space. Right here, right now. This present moment. And time is non-linear, but they're bringing us to this present moment. What you are birthing right here and right now is having the ripple effect for all of creation. And so thank you, divine masculines and divine feminines, for what you are doing, what you are birthing. Okay, we're going to make this a short and sweet one. I do want to get a couple. Let's get a dragon. Since we spoke to the dragons brought in that rainbow grid. There's rainbow codes to me. Let's have a little chat with them and see if there's anything they want us to say, or anything they want to say to us. All right. What is it that we need to know? Anything else we need to know? Whoop, okay. We have the golden Christed dragon. This feels like that unity consciousness energy. Brings you higher love so that you can embody the Christ light. Absorb the Christ light. You are protected. Expand your heart and remain fifth dimensional. That's what it is. That's that rainbow grid, that fifth dimensional consciousness. And it's not just fifth dimension. Fifth dimension is just touching the surface. It's higher than that. It's seventh, ninth, 12th dimension. And that's what we're bringing down now. We have transcended out of the old grid. And now we're really anchoring in the fifth dimensional grid, but it's higher. We're ascending even higher than that, and that's what's important here. That's what we're really birthing, anchoring in that fifth as the template, anchoring in the fifth as in the lower grid. We can't go below that anymore because we're anchored in there. So now, as we ascend, we're just going to keep ascending higher and higher and higher into 7th, 9th, 12th. They just brought forth 15th. I didn't know that was a thing, but that's a thing. They just brought forth 15th as well, which is, they're saying it's that the cosmic consciousness. They're showing me like the great central sun, like being absorbed into the great central sun as it's just complete oneness. With source, being absorbed back into source is what they're showing me. So that is very new, very different for me. But this is what we're bringing in, and we have a choice as far as our soul's choice. Where we want to continue to evolve, where we want to continue to ascend. But some of us are going to be ascending back into being absorbed back into that central sun, that God source energy. If that doesn't resonate with you, just disregard it. That's very new for me to channel. Thor's red, black, and gold dragon protects you in times of change, a time of rapid transition and transformation. Relax, you are safe. A beautiful message of guidance, a beautiful message of you're supported. When I was having that experience, I just felt my dragons all around me, and it just feels so supportive, so loving, fierce yet soft, gentle yet courageous. That's dragon energy that comes through, and it's just so beautiful. They are really supporting you at this time, because this is a time of great transition and transformation, because we're anchoring all of this in. So if it feels like in your physical world like things are kind of in flux. It's just because it's a state of transformation. So keep surrendering. That's why the surrender shift message is so important. Keep surrendering, keep flowing with this energy, because when you flow with the energy, you're bringing in, inviting in more love. And the more love you invite in, the more you anchor that in to the new earth grid, and the more your physical world changes in positive ways to manifest that abundant creative energy. Abundance could be finances, could be material objects, could be connections, relationships, soul tribe. But it's just the energy of abundance. It's the energy of the universe. The universe is an energy of abundance, and that's what you're bringing in more and more and more. So just keep surrendering, keep going with the flow, because you're already in union with the universe. You're already in union with God. You're already in union with your counterpart and with yourself. You're just continuing to lift the veil, release the illusion of separation. And the more you release that, the more you're welcoming in and embracing that sacred love and anchoring that in to this new template. All right, you guys, I'm going to end it here. Yep. I was like, oh, do I want more cards? No, they're saying end it here. This is fine. We're going to end it here. We'll be back over the weekend with Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine energy reading, see what's going on in your physical relationship. But this is what's happening from an ascension standpoint. So this is really amazing energy. So stay tuned to all my social media platforms, especially the community tab here on YouTube. Now that that's available, I'll be cross-posting there as well. And do make sure that you subscribe and stay tuned for next week for Starseed Week. So we'll be excited to see what comes through there. I'm sending you all so much love, so much light, and we'll see you soon. Bye.